Grave Trippers. Damn it, driver, full speed ahead. Come on.
Damn the torpedoes!
What are you talking about?
Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
What's
you just
that?
reminded me.
Of what?
Very few people remember who said it.
Who was it?
Relax, Vincent. You'll find out when we get there.
Come on, damn it, driver, let's go. Come on. Oh, boy. Finally got here, Woodlawn Cemetery. One of my favorite spots.
One of my favorite spots, too, particularly this time of year.
Well, you know, geez, it was built in 1863, and there was a big problem down south in New York City with all the small churchyards getting overcrowded. So they had to find a place to put more bodies because, you know, at that point, New York was over 2 centuries old.
And there was a demand for land in Manhattan and the need to build buildings. So the cemeteries in Manhattan, they had to dig up the remains and transfer them to the outer boroughs, such as here.
A bunch of concerned citizens went out and bought 400 acres of farmland up here in the Bronx. You know, it became one of the nation's foremost garden cemeteries. You know where you're going. I mean, we're going to find
Yes,
this guy.
be patient.
I've been walking around all morning.
We're almost there. In fact, there he is.
David Glasgow Farragut.
Eureka.
Eureka is right. Holy mackerel. What an impressive monument.
It sure is.
So, tell me about Farragut.
When the American Civil War is brought up for a study or discussion, you think of the names of Ulysses Grant, William Sherman, Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson.
Right.
But how many people can name a single naval officer during that American
Wait a
Civil War?
minute, he was not a general?
No, he was an admiral in the American Navy. In fact, he was the very first individual to be promoted to the rank of admiral in the American
Oh,
Navy.
wow. Wasn't he the guy who came up with damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead?
Well, sort of.
What do you mean?
The actual expression, or the words that he used, came about from the Battle of Mobile Bay, which occurred in August of 1864. The waters were infested with underwater explosives, mines, which were then called torpedoes. His captain, Captain Drayton, was very reluctant to go any further because he was afraid of the mines, and they had already lost the ship, the USS Tecumseh. But Farragut knew that victory was important for the Union side, and he made this split-second decision to go further, and he actually said, "Damn the torpedoes, 4 bells, Captain Drayton."
So 4 bells was full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. And he also spoke to another commander by the name of Jewett, and he said, "Forward, Jewett, full speed."
Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead is something that evolved over time.
Right. The expression became paraphrased.
Well, that puts everything in perspective. That day, he got through the torpedoes. He won the Battle of Mobile Bay, and it was a significant victory, and it played a key role in Lincoln's re-election 3 or 4 months later in November.
He was so highly regarded that when Farragut passed away in 1870, the funeral procession to this plot here was 2 miles long, and it was led by then President Ulysses
Wow,
Grant.
that's impressive to say the least. Full speed ahead. Rest in peace.
Grave Trippers.